Under a relentless sky and amidst the unforgiving heat of the Ember Plains, danger lurked in every shadow. The air vibrated with a tense silence, punctuated only by the distant rustling of dry grasses and the rapid beating of a weary heart. Ethan, a dedicated wildlife tracker, ventured into the unknown, every step weighed down by a palpable sense of impending peril. With every shift in the wind, he could almost hear the whispers of unseen threats, illegal traps, ruthless poachers, and the ever-present gaze of the wild. The heat was more than a physical assault. It was a relentless reminder of nature's unforgiving power. As his resolve wavered under the oppressive sun, viewers are drawn into a nerve-wracking journey where every moment is a battle against time, and survival hangs by the thinnest of threads. What do you think will happen next? In the heart of the blazing Ember Plains, under a relentless sun that seemed to scorch every inch of earth, Ethan, a seasoned wildlife tracker, set out on a daunting mission. His duty was to protect the sacred lands and its inhabitants from a rising threat of illegal poaching. The golden light of dawn had barely broken when Ethan began his arduous journey. The dry, cracked soil underfoot and the searing heat that radiated from the barren landscape made every step a struggle. Ethan's mind was focused and determined despite the oppressive heat that threatened to sap his strength. His weathered face, lined with years of experience and hardships, revealed both the resilience and vulnerability of a man who had faced the untamed wild countless times. Every whisper of wind across the vast plains seemed to carry an ominous hint of danger, urging him to be vigilant. The distant silhouette of rocky outcrops and sparse clusters of hardy shrubs provided little comfort in an environment that showed no mercy. As he advanced through the scorched expanse, Ethan's senses were heightened by the soft rustling of dry grasses and the occasional distant cry of wild animals. Reports had reached him about the setting of cruel, makeshift traps by ruthless poachers deep within these lands. The thought of innocent creatures falling prey to such barbarity fueled his resolve to uncover and disable these traps. Clad in a faded jacket and carrying only his essential gear, Ethan felt both the weight of his responsibility and the intensity of the wilderness pressing in around him. The relentless sun bore down on his back as he trudged through the arid terrain, his water supply dwindling with each passing hour. Each step felt heavier than the last, and his throat burned with thirst. Yet his determination never wavered. His eyes scanned the landscape, searching for any sign, a disturbed patch of earth, an unusual set of footprints that might betray the presence of the poachers. In that unforgiving heat, the smallest clue could be the difference between saving a life or witnessing a tragedy. With every heartbeat echoing his unwavering commitment, Ethan pressed on. The searing heat and isolation were not just physical obstacles. They stirred a storm of emotions within him. There was fear, a deep-rooted anxiety about the lurking dangers, yet also an unyielding hope that his efforts could preserve the delicate balance of nature. The harshness of the Ember Plains mirrored the internal battle he waged, a struggle between exhaustion and the fierce, burning passion to protect the wild, untouched sanctuaries of life. At one point, the faint imprint of a human footprint caught his attention. It was an indication that someone had been here recently, a stark reminder that the threat was all too real. Despite the overwhelming odds, Ethan knew that every ounce of his strength and every beat of his heart was invested in a greater purpose: to stand as the shield against those who sought to destroy the fragile harmony of this majestic wilderness. Just as Ethan's strength began to wane under the relentless sun of the Ember Plains, an unforeseen twist in his journey emerged that would forever alter his perception of the wild. His body, battered by the brutal heat and scarcity of water, finally succumbed to exhaustion. Collapsing beneath a lone, twisted acacia tree, Ethan's eyes fluttered shut as unconsciousness crept in. In that suspended moment between wakefulness and oblivion, a deep, resonant sound rumbled through the air, a sound that signified both danger and an unexpected promise. When Ethan slowly regained consciousness, the world around him had transformed. His vision, still blurred by fatigue, began to focus on majestic silhouettes emerging from the shimmering haze of the afternoon light. Two colossal figures approached, their presence both awe-inspiring and intimidating. At first glance, The intruders appeared to be nothing more than ordinary wild cats. But as they came into sharper focus, Ethan recognized them as magnificent lions. Proud and imposing, their manes shimmering like golden crowns in the sunlight. One lion, a massive male with a regal bearing and penetrating amber eyes, stepped forward. Instead of the ferocity Ethan anticipated, the lion exuded a calm, almost protective aura. Beside him, a lioness, graceful and alert, mirrored his stance. The two stood guard like silent sentinels, their gaze fixed not on Ethan as a threat, but as something altogether different. It was as if they sensed his vulnerability and the earnestness of his mission. Despite his debilitated state, Ethan felt an unexpected surge of comfort wash over him. A reassurance that nature, in its mysterious ways, had not forsaken him. As he lay beneath the acacia tree, weak yet wide-eyed, Ethan's mind raced back to an earlier memory from his early days as a tracker. A memory of a small lion cub trapped in a cruel snare. Back then, his compassion had driven him to free that frightened creature, an act that had forged an unspoken bond between him and the animal kingdom. Now, standing before him were the matured guardians of that memory. The male lion, whose gaze was both piercing and gentle, slowly advanced, his steps deliberate and measured. The lioness, with her watchful eyes and quiet dignity, remained by his side, as if to bolster their shared presence. In that surreal moment, the natural roles of predator and prey blurred into insignificance. Ethan's heartbeat, still racing from fear and the sting of dehydration, now pulsed with a profound sense of gratitude. The lions were not here to attack, but rather to protect him. Their silent companionship transcended the boundaries of instinct. It was as if they were returning a debt, a silent acknowledgement of the kindness he had once extended to their kind. As the golden light of the fading afternoon embraced the plain, the lions encircled Ethan, their presence an unspoken vow of guardianship. With every low, soothing purr and measured step, they offered him not just safety, but a glimpse into the deep, unyielding connection that binds all living beings. In the midst of the harsh wilderness, Ethan found solace in the unexpected protectors, his heart swelling with both relief and renewed determination. As dawn broke over the ember plains, the atmosphere shifted from one of peril to a tentative hope. The golden hues of early morning bathed the landscape in warmth and possibility, reflecting Ethan's own gradual recovery. Gently roused by the soft rustle of the dry grass and the comforting presence of his lion guardians, Ethan slowly awoke beneath the acacia tree. His body, weakened by exhaustion and dehydration, trembled with both pain and relief. The events of the previous day, his collapse, the surreal encounter with the majestic lions, were etched into his memory like a vivid dream. Ethan's thoughts raced back to the moment when the lions had circled him protectively, their powerful forms offering an unexpected sanctuary in the heart of a merciless wilderness. The memory of the compassionate act he had once performed by freeing a trapped lion cub lingered in his mind, filling him with a profound sense of connection to the wild. It was as if nature itself was repaying his kindness by ensuring his survival. The massive male lion, with his intense amber gaze, remained steadfast by his side, while the lioness and her playful cub watched with quiet dignity, as if acknowledging Ethan's enduring respect for all life. The sound of distant voices soon reached Ethan's ears. The search team, alerted by his prolonged absence, had arrived on the scene. His heart pounded as he registered the familiar cadence of their steps. Among them was Lucas, Ethan's closest friend and fellow tracker, whose eyes widened in disbelief at the sight before him. There, in the clearing, the lions maintained their vigil around Ethan, their presence a silent testament to an extraordinary bond that transcended the boundaries of species. For a moment, time stood still as man and beast regarded one another in mutual recognition of a shared journey. A journey of survival, compassion, and respect for the natural order. Lucas and the rest of the team carefully approached, their movements cautious yet filled with relief at finding Ethan alive. Even as they prepared to transport him to safety, a palpable tension filled the air. The lion guardian, with an almost regal calm, stepped forward as if to grant permission, his low, measured growl signaling both farewell and an enduring promise of protection. In that fleeting interaction, Ethan felt as if he was receiving a silent benediction, a reassurance that the wild, with all its perils, also harbored moments of profound grace. The rescue marked not just the end of a harrowing ordeal, but the beginning of a deeper understanding. As Ethan was gently lifted onto a stretcher and carried away, his eyes lingered on the lion's steady gaze. In that moment, he knew that the events in the Ember Plains would forever shape his perspective on the delicate balance between humanity and nature. The unexpected guardians had not only saved his life but had also instilled in him an unwavering belief in the interconnectedness of all living beings. With his rescue, the Ember Plains whispered a final farewell, a reminder that every challenge met with compassion and respect leaves behind a legacy of hope. As our journey through the Ember Plains comes to an end, we are left with a poignant reminder of the deep, unbreakable bond between humanity and nature. In the face of relentless challenges and the untamed wild, courage and compassion can light the path to hope and renewal. Let this story inspire you to embrace the beauty of our natural world, to care for it as it cares for us, and to believe in the power of unity and perseverance even in our darkest moments. May the spirit of the wilderness fill you with wonder and a tender love for every living creature. Remember that every step we take to protect our world is a step towards a future where nature thrives and our hearts remain forever intertwined with its rhythms. Let this be a call to cherish, respect, and preserve the miraculous planet we call home. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable adventure. If this journey touched your heart and ignited your passion for the wild, don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories that celebrate the beauty, resilience, and magic of nature.